Under the scorching Florida sun, a solitary figure found solace in the shaded confines of an unassuming office, a haven from the world's relentless dance. Samuel Quince, a man of meek demeanor and kind eyes, perused a file. Lines of age and struggle etched his pale face, giving him an aura of lived wisdom. His frail form hinted at battles fought with a relentless enemy, an illness that nearly claimed his life, leaving behind scars that both the eyes could see and the soul could feel. He shuffled through the papers, his gaze piercing the layers of printed words, a silent prayer on his lips. Sam was not just another private investigator. He was a guardian, a silent protector whose heart bore the burden of a promise to safeguard a loved one. This love ignited a fire in him, a beacon that cut through the fog of uncertainty his latest case presented. The case was an enigma, shrouded in the deceptive tranquility of Miramar. Its focal point was a mortician's office, a monolith of solemnity amidst the city's vibrancy, standing by the waters as if it were holding back the chaos of the ocean. Here, death was an art, attended with such ceremonial reverence that it drew the curiosity and respect of the wealthy and influential. One late afternoon, as the sun began to dip, dyeing the sky in hues of orange and purple, Sam found himself in an upscale cafe, meeting a confidant, a contact from his past. Sam, the contact, a man with a grizzled beard and crow's feet, began. He passed a manila envelope across the table, his eyes reflecting the burden of shared secrets. You need to understand, the people you're dealing with, they aren't like you and me. Sam's eyes lingered on the envelope before returning to his friend, a silent question hanging in the air between them. They like their secrets, and they'll go to great lengths to keep them. This isn't a regular case, Sam. It's a labyrinth, Sam finished, remembering an old proverb his father used to tell him, a path that leads to the monster. As the sun disappeared beyond the horizon, darkness began to crawl in, casting long shadows that danced eerily with the wind. He left the cafe, the envelope clutched in his hand, his heart pounding with a rhythm of dread and determination. The city of Miramar held its breath, its gleaming veneer hiding an underbelly of secrets, secrets that only he was privy to. The mortician's office, a gloomy monolith in the day, transformed into a spectral beacon in the darkness, its deathly silence shattered by laughter, laughter that echoed the mirth of a man who dealt in death, Nathaniel. In the privacy of his study, Nathaniel reveled in the grotesque irony of his existence. His pale, skeletal hands caressed a large leather-bound book, each worn-out page a testament to his morbid profession. The laughter that escaped his thin lips held an unnatural melody, a harmony formed from the whispers of death and the song of the living. Meanwhile, Sam Quince found himself consumed by an insatiable curiosity. The mortician, his lavish gatherings, and the elites that flocked to them were like pieces of a grand, enigmatic puzzle. From the depths of his humble office, his mind journeyed through the illuminated streets of Miramar, seeking answers in the shadows of the city's affluence. His only company on these late nights was his old radio, the static-filled tunes serving as a haunting reminder of a simpler time. A few days later, he received an invitation, a gilded card with an embossed skull. The card read, "Come, see the dance of life in the shadow of death." Bathed in the opulence of Nathaniel's mansion, Sam found himself amidst the city's elites. Exquisite chandeliers spilled golden light onto the room full of laughter, the clinking of crystal glasses, and the symphony of decadent indulgence. Yet, beneath the pulsating vibrance of the gathering, his keen eyes noticed a chilling pattern in the shape of secretive whispers, hidden rooms, and lingering gazes. "Samuel," Nathaniel's voice slithered into his thoughts, "how delightful to see you here." He was a man transformed by the gluttony of the feast, his somber demeanor replaced by a macabre charisma. His eyes held a gleam, a glint of a truth that dared Sam to confront it. Sam's gaze fell upon an odd assortment of relics adorning a corner of the room, strange symbols and foreign objects that seemed out of place amidst the grandeur. His heart pounded in his chest as a horrifying suspicion began to gnaw at him. With the dawn came an uneasy silence. As Sam returned home, the night spectacle replayed in his mind, each moment etching a deeper sense of dread. The labyrinth was revealing itself, but the monster remained shrouded, its presence looming over the next turn of his path. The days that followed were cloaked in an unsettling disquiet. Amidst the boisterous laughter and the clinking of crystal glasses, there lay hidden a dreadful truth that was as chilling as it was inconceivable. The symbolism that Sam had chanced upon now appeared to be a grotesque tapestry woven through the banquets. The lavish indulgence now seemed like a mere smokescreen for an abhorrent ritual practiced by the city's upper crust. His intuition, honed by years of investigative experience, was hinting at a horrifying revelation. His nights were spent trawling through obscure records, academic tomes on ancient cults, and his copious notes on the oddities observed at the gatherings. His days were punctuated by clandestine visits to Nathaniel's office in the mortuary, which seemed less a house of rest for the departed and more a temple for the macabre. A secret meeting with an underground informant confirmed his worst fears. "They are not feasting on just the grandeur of wealth, Sam," the shadowed figure whispered, the fear in his voice palpable even amidst the cacophony of the city nightlife. "They are partaking in a feast of the flesh." As the horrifying reality of the cannibalistic cult came into view, he found himself in the office of the city's chief of police, a sturdy, no-nonsense man named Henderson. The lines on Henderson's face deepened as Sam recounted his findings, his usually vibrant eyes dulled by the disturbing revelations. "God in heaven, Sam, this is beyond grotesque," Henderson muttered, running a hand over his balding pate. His gaze, filled with reluctant acceptance, met Sam's. "We have to tread carefully, Sam. The people involved, they could topple us without batting an eye." Miramar was mutating before his eyes. What once was a vibrant city now became a throbbing heartbeat of hidden horrors. The mortician's office, the wealthy elites, the cannibalistic rituals, they were all threads of an ancient tapestry that had begun to unravel itself, revealing an image too terrifying to behold. The city's shadowy underbelly seemed to bleed into the fabric of reality, blurring the boundaries of what Sam understood as the world. His nights grew restless, plagued with eldritch nightmares. Haunting visions of a monstrous banquet invaded his dreams, the city's elites gleefully partaking in their gruesome feast, their laughter resonating through the abyss. The images were so vivid, the horror so palpable, that it sent shivers down his spine, sweat drenching his sheets. He would wake gasping, clutching at the spectral remains of the nightmare. His health too began to falter. The shadows of his past illness loomed over him, threatening to consume him. His reflection in the mirror was a hollow echo of his former self, a man tested by the cosmos. In the throbbing heart of Miramar, inside Nathaniel's extravagant manor, another grand banquet was about to unfold. A hushed anticipation hung in the air, a palpable excitement shrouded in an ominous aura. An invitation arrived for Sam, the embossed skull seeming to smirk at him from the gilded card. "The grand feast awaits you, Samuel," it read, as if taunting him. Under a sky bruised with ominous clouds, Sam Quince stepped through the opulent gates of Nathaniel's manor. The air was heavy with a morbid thrill, a macabre anticipation that hummed through the elaborate hallways and grand banquet room. The mortal world seemed to shrink, curling at the edges as the ineffable prepared to reveal itself. The grand banquet was a theater of grotesque decadence. Shadows danced on the walls as the city's elites reveled, oblivious to the threat of madness that was weaving itself into their festivities. In their midst, Nathaniel stood tall, his eyes gleaming with an unholy delight, his laughter an eerie symphony that echoed through the abyss. The climax of the evening arrived with the unveiling of the grand feast. A gasp echoed through the hall, and time seemed to stretch into an infinite void. The scent of seared flesh hung heavy in the air, the sight confirming the abhorrent truth that Sam had discovered. the cannibalistic feast of the flesh. He felt bile rise in his throat, the room spinning as the monstrous reality settled in. His frail body trembled, yet his resolve remained unbroken. "You may wonder why we invited you, Sam. We needed someone to witness our glory, to carry our legacy into the world." A sickening dread pooled in Sam's stomach. The boundaries of his reality were collapsing, the cosmic horror gnawing at his sanity. This wasn't just about him, it was about the city of Miramar, the innocent lives ensnared in this nightmare. "No," he whispered, his voice carrying a steely determination. "This ends tonight." Using the chaos as a cover, Sam moved towards the Grand Hall's exit. His every step was a battle against the relentless weight of horror that threatened to consume him. Each tick of the clock echoed his heartbeat, marking his desperate race against time. A chilling wind swept through the manor as he stepped into the stormy night. He could still hear the echoes of the monstrous banquet, a sinister melody that he knew would forever haunt him. Henderson and his police force descended upon the manor, their grim faces a stark contrast to the festive lights that flickered through the rain. As he left the scene, the laughter of the Mortician faded into the night, replaced by the cacophony of sirens and the reality of justice. Under the morning light, Miramar appeared as a city reborn. Its shadows seemed less sinister, its sunshine a little more real. Yet for Sam Quince, the world had been irreversibly altered. He had gazed into the abyss, and the abyss had gazed back, forever imprinting itself upon his soul. The city he had vowed to protect was safe, but he was now a guardian of a dreadful secret, the harbinger of a cosmic horror that dwelled amongst mankind. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe to our channel, where you can find more similar stories, and click on the bell icon to never miss one. There is plenty more cosmic horror to come from the Eldritch Tales Factory. Stay tuned, and until next time.